Bro, I had to have a fucking 4-hour FaceTime call.
What?
Oh my God.
With who?
With my mom, my sister, because they like want to open gifts and stuff.
Oh my God, I love your mom.
I love my
and
mom
she listens
too.
to this, so this is gonna be hard for me to commentate on. But that
I love
sucks.
my mom too, but
That
it sucks because it was just like.
Wait, what presents were they opening?
My mom sent all these gifts.
And you had to open those on FaceTime?
Yeah, we opened them on FaceTime.
Did you celebrate with your ex-wife?
Yep. Then I went and had dinner with my ex-wife and her boyfriend, which was actually really great.
He's good?
It is just so amazing.
Did he not listen to the last podcast where we talked shit about him?
Joe and I cut that out.
No!
Yeah, we had to.
Oh, you didn't know?
Joe! No!
I had to, Dave.
Jason!
Dave, I was so glad Joe, I walked into that house and all I thought was, thank fucking God we cut that.
You cut that out, you fucking assholes.
I had to.
You weren't even talking that much shit about him.
I know I wasn't, but I just didn't want to have any kind of bad blood or anything. He's so nice. Also, Dave, you would love this. So we like had dinner and then we're all just sitting around and he was so nice and accessible that I was just like, I just was calling off actors that maybe he worked with. And it was a really fun conversation. So I'd be like, have you worked with George Clooney? He's like, oh yeah, I work with him. Brad Pitt? He's like, yeah, work with him. And then he'd tell you like exactly the 3 weeks.
No way he worked with all these actors.
David, he worked with all of them. You know what it is?
But doing what? What does he do?
He's an actor.
Yeah, how do we not know this guy?
He's a good actor. He's not George Clooney, but it would be like, it was really cool, but it'd be the same thing if someone was like, hey, David, do you know Mr. Beast? And you'd be like, yeah, of course I know Mr. Beast. That was kind of neat.
Wow.
Matt Damon. Name him. Name an actor.
Mark Wahlberg.
I didn't ask that one.
Well,
I should have.
The Rock.
You just told me to name an actor.
The Rock.
The Rock.
I didn't name that one. I don't know if he's worked with The Rock.
Kevin Hart.
No, I bragged about meeting Kevin Hart.
Oh.
I told our story when
He
we
didn't
met
even ask?
Nope. I just threw it out there.
George Clooney. Kevin Hart. No? Okay, because I've worked with Kevin Hart.
I mean, met him for 10 minutes.
I mean,
with
my
Dave.
friend worked with Kevin Hart, and he dragged me to his house. It was sick. Okay.
That was sick.
What were you saying about going to Kevin Hart's house?
Oh, I love going to Kevin Hart's house that day.
Why? What happened?
Like, first of all, you walked in, and the first thing you said was he had a bunch of nice cars, and you go, "Which one's your favorite?" Like that, and then he just like went into a stand-up routine. He was like, "Oh, David, don't spend your money on cars. It's a fucking waste of money." and like, it was so funny. He's like, "I hate them all." He's like, "Let's take this fucking picture and be done with it." Like, he was so like on but not on. He's just fucking funny.
Yeah, he's really funny.
And then he I don't know. It's funny to watch him be like put upon with his family and his kids and just complain. Like, even at that level. Like, that's a comedian, that's a real comedian. He has all this money, but yeah, it still sucks. Then Marnie's in a great mood the whole time, which I was like, you've never been in a good mood when I was with you.
Why was she? Because her new boyfriend.
Yeah, she was so nice to me. I was like, what?
Wow.
I asked him if they wanted to be on the podcast.
What'd they say?
He was receptive to it, and I just asked him in passing like another time when I saw them. I was like, "You guys want to be on the podcast sometime?" And he was like, "Yeah, maybe." and then Marnie was like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Oh man,
that would be a funny podcast.
You know what? I think it would be like it started off really fun, and then I think I'd say the wrong thing, and then I think it'd be really awkward.
I don't think so. I think they know you, and I think they know, like, no matter what you do, like, they know you're a good person. Like, deep down. So if you go off the rails a little bit, I think they'd forgive you. You know what I mean? It's like they know you now. It's not like you're just like some.
So, Monty, I have this water bottle and this water bottle. Which one's closer to Jason's dick, and which one's closer to your new boyfriend's dick? Dave, we're gonna go.
What's really great about him is like he's like very like receptive to the kids and stuff. He seems to like care about the kids, which is like, if I started dating somebody, I would have a hard time caring about their kids. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh. At one point I brought out like old videos of like Wyatt and Charlie when they were like 4 and 5 because my mom sent them to me, and we were looking at them, and he seemed genuinely interested.
Really?
Yeah. I actually felt bad after I brought it out.
That's a big test.
Then I felt really bad because I brought up a movie that I like really loved. It's like this, because we were talking about films, and I was like, "Oh, have you ever seen this one movie?" And it's kind of an obscure movie, and the person that's in the movie went on to be like a huge blockbuster star. And I said, "Have you ever seen this little obscure movie?" And he was like, "I passed on that." And I was like, oh.
Oh, that sucks. He would have been the guy.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And I was like, I didn't bring it up for that reason. You know when you're having a conversation with somebody and then like the conversation moves and then the person circles back.
Yeah.
Because it obviously meant something to them. And he like circled back on it and he was like, it's my one regret. And I was like,
and then you were like, so you have worked with George Clooney? And then you were like, but you want to hear that Kevin Hart story again? Me meeting him? That's really...
that was my only...
That's really fun. Yeah, that's really sad to pass. Have you ever passed on something that you've regretted?
Jonah wanted me to
be in the
play
YouTube
the
sketch?
Grinch. Yeah.
You've never passed on anything that you regret? You don't have like one regret?
No, I've never passed. But have I ever passed on anything that you've brought to me? You've literally said, Jason, can I bury you in the ground? I'm like, all right. Pass on anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever passed on anything?
No. I don't have a single regret either. It's just really crazy.
Why do people say that? A lot of power in no.
Yeah, I don't know. And I also don't understand, like, the one thing I think about the most is that the thing that people said I would regret the most is skipping prom. I always think of that.
Oh, yeah.
You skipped prom.
Fuck yeah.
Why?
I fucking hate dances.
For the amount of times that you bring this story up, I think you do regret missing prom a little bit.
No, because we just brought it up again when we were talking about it.
Okay.
I hated prom because the main reason was just my relationship with my parents was like weird, where I didn't want them around other parents. And a big part of prom was where all the parents would get together and take pictures of all the kids. And like my parents were my parents weren't like the parents that were friends with the rest of the parents.
Right.
So they'd definitely be like the oddballs, like at like my friend Stephanie's house, who was like, pretty cool, and like all the parents knew each other because they all like fucked each other or something. Like the parents were weird in Greg's Landing. But like my parents would be out of the loop and they wouldn't have like friends there, so I just like didn't want to put them in that situation. So I was like, I'm never going to prom or a dance because like I don't want to witness that moment.
That's why you didn't go to prom, because you were embarrassed of your parents?
Yeah, that was like a big moment.
That's crazy.
That was like a big reason.
Your parents are so cool.
Yeah, they're the coolest.
They are the coolest.
But I just didn't want to be there for that moment. I don't know. I never wanted to see my parents uncomfortable. Like it was like a thing that's
Did you know that it's named after the pilot that was flying over and they crashed? You told a lie to your dad?
My parents telling the Greg's Landing story.
Landing.
You know how they named this place, right? It was Gregory and his wife Amy. They were going to Los Angeles. They probably said that this is probably the home he built. I don't know. But dude, people were like, you're going to fucking regret it. You're going to regret it. And not for a second. Not for a fucking second did I regret it.
I could have gone without prom.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't worth it.
How was your prom experience?
Wait, yeah. Who'd you go to prom with? I'm so curious.
I just went with a friend, but like, I remember senior year being super boring and like, it was just about the pictures for me.
Yeah.
Senior year prom was the worst experience. Like a week before, my date ditched me and I had to like find someone else.
Why'd he ditch you?
I guess it was a long story. He was like, hey, like, we just got to be friends. And I was like, what? And then one of my friends texted me and said...
This is a long story. Something about the anniversary of his grandfather,
no,
Greg's
No,
Landing.
he brought someone else. He brought someone else. I remember being heartbroken.
So you were
he
dating.
took somebody else?
Yeah, it was really messed up.
Wait, what, Tay?
Yeah. It was really bad. So basically... we were like talking or whatever, and then he basically like one day was like, hey, we just need to be friends, but like this was like a week prior to prom, and I was like, weird, okay. And then he was like, yeah, and I already got my dress, like yeah. And then like a week before, he was like my friend texted me and was like, did you know that he's taking somebody else? And I was like, what?
Damn.
And so I was last minute trying to find a date, and luckily it wasn't so hard.
Someone from the same school or someone else?
Oh no, same school,
wow.
and 2 grades younger.
Oh my god!
It was and they went in a different group. But
did you cry?
Yeah, I was pretty upset.
Oh my god, Taylor, that makes me really sad.
What was the backup like?
Oh, he was great.
Okay.
He was like my friend from like, I guess, yeah, he was my friend from high school.
You were hooking up with this guy?
Yeah.
With which one? The backup or the other guy?
No, the guy that ditched me.
Oh.
Yeah, it took me a while to forgive him.
I can hear the
Oh,
pain
and then
in
they
your
started
voice.
dating after.
Well, that's nice.
Then they broke up.
Who'd you go with, Joe?
A girlfriend and then a friend the next year.
Joe, you seem like the type of guy who would take his dog to prom
I'd love that.
and wear like a funny matching tie with him.
Yeah.
And then the principal of the school's like, "Hey man, you can take the picture, but you can't stay for the dance."
And then we both leave.
And everyone's like talking about it for like the next like week, and you feel so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me and my buddy Rex.
I'm the dog guy.
Yeah, Joe, you just give me like the vibe where like for yearbook pictures you'd like shave something funny into your beard.
Massapequa High School senior Joel Volpes had a different take on prom this year. He's bringing his golden doodle buck.
That's the exact vibe you give off. All right, guys. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you had a good Christmas, and hope the New Year's is. I hope the New Year is a good one.
And we'll be back next week at the same time with the same great show.
And I hope the New Year is going to be good. I say that again.
Oh.
Well, why are you laughing?
That too, because I wasn't listening.
Oh.
I had like my own thing going on in my head.
Well, I just think it's important. This is going to
No,
be
it
big.
is.
I don't
Right.
know. I hope this year's better.
It's going to be better.
I don't know.
How could it not?
All right. See you guys. My name's Jeff.